Alright everybody, welcome back to another Turning Point video. This video is going to be a trade recap for January 16th. We'll get straight into it. This is how I caught 120 points today as well as low of day. So immediately, pre-market, we had a 4-hour unfulfilled or unmitigated fair value gap that I wanted to see price draw towards. As well as off of open, you can see up here, which is open, we were respecting bearish PD arrays, so this 15-minute got respected, and that's ultimately what gave me my bearish bias in the day. So what did I do? Well, as soon as we have our bias, we want to come over to the hourly and identify the range that we're trading within, right? So here's going to be the current range we're trading within, our external range, right? Our larger range. So we're going to take our Fibonacci tool and draw it from the bottom of the range to the top of the range. If it could do that, thanks. All right, so immediately what I seen whenever I did this morning was that our 0.66 of the Fibonacci lines up with roughly the 50% of the first presented fair value gap on the hourly time frame, right? So not only is this a first presented fair value gap, which makes it a stronger fair value gap, I talked about that in the past in some of the past videos, but it's also a 1 hour fair value gap, right? So the higher time frame holds more context, so it's stronger in that way as well. So I scaled down to the 30-minute after seeing this, and what do you know? It lined up pretty much perfectly with the CE, consequent encroachment, EQ, 50%, whatever you want to say, of this fair value gap. So I had put limits. There's also a 15-minute here that it would have tapped into. So that's all I needed. I was able to put limits right above it, which would have been 603, I think it was. 603, yep. So that was the 0.66 of the range that lines up with the 50% of a 30-minute fair value gap, right? And the first presented fair value gap in this leg that moved us up. So what happened? Price was dumping pretty aggressively, and then obviously taps into the level, and then caught the 120 points, whatever it was, right? So target was pretty simple. We talk about this all the time. It's just going to be targeting EQ or equilibrium of the current range. Why is that? Because if we're ultimately bearish on the day in this scenario, we're expecting price to eventually want to trade lower. And being so, we want price to balance EQ or balance the current range so that the banks can balance out price before, like I always say, sending it to the next draw on liquidity, which, you know, possibly could be lower, whatever it is. Anyways, that's why our TP was up here and set where it was, because you can see price is going to trade back to EQ, and you know, whatever happens from there. However, that's what we use for our target. That was what was used for this target and this specific trade. And yeah, that's how we were able to catch 120 points live in the Discord, right? Called out and everything. If you guys have any questions or want to see where you guys can get access to this information, just check the description below. Or if you guys are anywhere else, any other platform than YouTube, just comment and we'll get back to you guys. But that's going to be it for today. Pretty quick trade recap. But, I mean, after all, 120 points in the day, so can't be mad about that. Once again, like you said, if you guys have any questions, just leave them down below and we'll get back to them as quick as possible. All right, you guys have a good day.